Whenever you're ready, Commander, with the log.
Acting Captain's Log, Stardate 53958.2. We are hours away from the Sol system, though we have been plagued with some system malfunctions. Our journey to Sol has been rather uneventful, really, since we have left Klingon space. It'll be nice to be, well, not so much home, but at least in safe harbor. End log.
All right. As the log stated, guys are itching your way closer and closer to the Sol system and Earth space dock. During this scene, it's pretty much free roleplay on the ship as you get closer to Earth.
Sorry. Probably in sickbay, packing it all up, like packing up his personal equipment, stuff like that.
How far from Earth space dock are we?
Couple of hours is what they said, right?
Yep, few hours.
Cool.
I would picture Caleb with all the system failures that we've had throughout the ship on our trip here. He's probably in engineering just trying to keep the thing together for the next few hours.
The commander will be sitting at his post on the bridge, allowing his room already packed up by this point. Not that he unpacked a whole lot to begin with, since he had such lead time knowing he was going to be moving, and he's having and actually a lot of the captain stuff is being taken care of by assistant staff and enlisted crewmen and the like. So that's something I'm not going to bother with.
I will be at the con.
So, I mean, yep.
Ops, are we in range of hailing Stardock?
Yes, we are.
All right, give them a hail. Let them know we're coming.
Understood, sir. And operations does exactly that. Sir, they reported all as well and look forward to seeing us.
Very good. Any instruction about our disembarkment?
They just say to arrive and dock at Starbase 1.
Oh, very good. Continue to monitor traffic. Let me know if anything changes. Actually, Ops, how is everyone for being packed up?
I believe the crew has been mostly working on that. Probably when we arrive at Space Dock, sir, it would probably take several hours to unload everything, and some people probably haven't even started packing yet, to be honest, sir.
Get them packing. For all we know, the Admiralty might be moving us to a ship right away, or they might expect us to do duties elsewhere. A lot of busy work out there. Of course, I might be wrong, and we're just being like a bunch of Academy keeners.
Will do.
Very good. Vogel, any report on the ship handling strange in any way?
No, sir. She's flying as best as she can, as can be expected with a ship this safe.
Aye, that. Are all the shuttles ready to be pulled off if needed? Since some of the shuttles are new enough that they might be of use to the fleet.
Yes, sir. The ones that are going to be moved to different ships are ready to take off. The ones that are are not are being packed up.
Very good. Keep me informed if anything changes, but I imagine shuttles being what they were fairly looked after between yourself and your predecessor, so I don't expect too many problems there.
Understood, Commander.
Bridge to engineering?
Calum here.
Status update. How are we doing down there?
She's holding together.
Think she can handle sublight for a while? Once we get into Sol?
I think she'll definitely be able to handle sublight. So.
I don't know. That seems like rather advanced technology there, Lieutenant.
Commander, if there ever comes a day where I can't handle sublight, then I don't deserve to be in engineering.
Hey, you didn't build this thing. Don't hold it against yourself there, Lieutenant. Otherwise, is there any... do you need any extra personnel packing away the spare parts or anything we can salvage from the ship? I know there's a lot we have to leave behind, but if we can save the Stardock some work, it would look better on both of us.
Okay. Caleb's gonna say this way. He's gonna say, well, I sure could use some help from young Kaya.
I beg your pardon?
Sorry, sir. It's Bajorn. Some help from Leva.
Lieutenant, I hate to remind you, but these communiques are generally recorded for the purposes of security. I want to watch the chatter. Just a bit of advice, not a protocol violation, just fair warning.
Yes, sir.
Get on it as soon as you can, and focus on your work, okay, Lieutenant?
Not a problem.
Bridge out.
We'll do a quick stop here at on Earth. It's not a new scene or anything like that. Still the same scene. Meanwhile, at Earth at Starfleet Command, a certain captain has been called to an admiral's office. You've been called to.
I mean, yeah, I'll go to the office. I'm not one to turn an admiral down.
So, Captain Elder, you've been called to Admiral Foster's.
Yep. Waiting, I guess. I'm sure he has an office that is guarded by a receptionist or something. So I'll walk in.
Time the door. Enter.
And I do. At attention.
Captain. Oh, please have a seat. No need for formalities at this point. Have
Thank
you
you,
received your new orders yet?
I'm afraid not.
Something reminds me I need to get a new yeoman. Just so you're aware, you'll be taking command of the USS Tereshkova. She's a newly minted Galaxy-class vessel. I trust you'll have no problems finding members for your senior staff.
I'll start going through I'll start looking over who's available and not currently on assignment as soon as this meeting's over, Admiral.
Uh, Captain, given your past reputation, I think it's about time you got command of your own, but don't screw this up.
Well, it's been 10 years. I think we're well past that.
I believe so as well. If you have any questions for me, go outside and see my lovely yeoman there. She will direct you to your ship and give you any prudent information that you might need to recruit members for your senior staff.
Do you know where our shakedown is going to be?
Once your staff and the ship is ready to fly, Captain, you'll get further orders on your shakedown cruise.
That's all I had, Admiral. And I'll stand back up at attention.
Very well. You're dismissed.
And I'll leave. And I'll walk past the yeoman. You have something for me?
Oh, yes, Captain. And she hands you a pad. These are all the current available listings of senior staff you might be interested in. There is a vessel, the USS Sarek, that is scheduled to be decommissioned dock. Her crew has not yet been assigned. I'm sure there are many fine officers aboard there that you might want to take your picks from.
You wouldn't happen to know... Your file wouldn't happen to know who the captain of that ship is, would you?
Well, the former captain has been tried and court-martialed, sir. He disobeyed Starfleet orders and went sort of rogue, to say the least.
He kind of gets a kind of a worried look. You got any other ships that are being decommissioned anytime soon?
No. There was a ship that was already just decommissioned, and their crew was transferred to the USS Arbiter. That ship was the Everest that was decommissioned.
Well, guess I don't suppose I could delay finding a staff until the next ship comes around. Okay. I'll take the pads from them. Oh, and you know, if you need a job anytime soon, which you very well might, you know, you can hit me up, and I'll leave.
You mean the other yeoman? There's two of us. Yeah, she's been kind of slacking. She rolls her eyes.
Oh, what other yeoman?
Never mind. Have a good day, Captain.
And I'll leave.
Okay. We're going to transition back to the bridge of the USS Sarek. And Lieutenant Vogel, you have something coming up on long-range sensors.
It would help if I push the talk button in, wouldn't it? Commander, long-range sensors are detecting a space-time shockwave. Impact less than 15 seconds.
Shields up. All hands. Brace for impact.
Moments passed as the ship is hurled and you're rocked back and forth as the shields come online just in time, and for the most part, doesn't seem like anything's really damaged, but the consoles do kind of flicker a little bit.
All hands.
Dr. Khan.
Yellow alert. Give me a damage report, ops. What happened to us?
It's unclear, sir. Damage reports are coming in from all decks. Appears that there's no injuries or fatalities that have been reported as of yet. Looks like the shields took the brunt of it, sir.
All right, focus on getting those shields back to full power. Contact engineering if you need help with that. Vogel, are we off course, or have we moved at all?
I'm going to check that.
So what exactly are you scanning? Are you just checking the course, or
We're just checking our course and speed, make sure we didn't get pushed off course.
give me a reason plus con difficulty 0.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Computers plus con as well. My bad. But yeah, you gain 1 momentum from that.
Oh, someone's getting there. I can hear it. I can sense it. Feel it in the breeze.
Do I need to roll that?
This would be for the Sarek though. So okay.
All right.
Can I scan for when we are?
Commander, engines are showing that we have dropped out of warp, but we appear to still be on course for.
Any idea what the heck just hit us, Lieutenant?
Can I attempt? Well, never mind.
I mean, that will be a reason plus science difficulty 1, assisted by the ship's sensors plus science.
Is that
sensor operations as a focus?
Yeah.
You said difficulty 1, correct?
Correct.
I'm gonna I'm gonna spend a momentum, get an extra dice for cost science.
Hey.
Oh dear
Lord.
God! Maybe I'll re-roll.
Good thing he didn't increase the complication on range on that, or he'd be screwed.
Oh dear God! We're screwed anyway, apparently.
I mean,
I would
get a
attach
body
you
bag.
to your,
Actually, you don't. Oh, did you re-roll that 0? Oh man,
Yeah, that's the re-roll.
get a body bag.
So I will take that as threat, and then I'll let you succeed at cost.
Uh-oh.
Because that's just too many complications to deal with at one go.
It started out with good rolls. It started out promising.
Sorry, I have to kind of flavor this a little bit differently.
Yeah.
I would imagine so.
Stop imagining things. That's how we got a complication. No imagination on this ship.
Yes, Commander.
Imagination is foreboding.
Sir, it appears to be a shockwave that our hull seems to be irradiated with chronoton. So I'm assuming a temporal wave, perhaps.
Oh, that's not good.
I am able to extrapolate that the shockwave did originate from the Sol system.
Check the ship's chronometer. Are we in sync with the command?
You can also measure the stars.
Yeah, but why do that when there's existing clocks that you can check against?
And the time is?
Yeah.
So, you are currently checking the ship's chronometers to make sure that you're on the proper time, or are you trying to check with Starfleet itself?
Checking it against Starfleet. Like, we're checking our clock and then looking at their clock to see if we are out of sync with them.
I'll just give Vogel that. I'm not gonna make a roll for it because I don't think you guys need another complication on your hands at the moment.
Or this is the complication.
Yeah, true. Well, no, then he doesn't get the threat.
Sir, I'm having difficulty syncing with Starfleet Command.
Ops, can you clean out? Can we get a clear signal to command?
Sir, I'm not picking up any transmissions from Starfleet Command.
Anything on long range sensors? The home fleet, Stardock?
Yeah, can
Give
I scan to see if those things
Yeah.
are even still?
Give me reason plus science, difficulty 1, assisted by the ship's sensors plus science.
Heavens help us.
Right. Difficulty 1, you say, right?
Correct.
I think I'm just going to try to roll this and hope.
Yeah.
All right, there's
Hey.
a success. Huzzah! Come on, ship.
For the love of all that's holy.
Oh God.
And you're asking me to take on this crew?
Hey, that was the ship's fault. That wasn't our fault.
Yeah, but he's the engineer. It
Ship
is
is-
his fault.
The ship is plagued with malfunctions, so let's... I'm going to table that complication here in a bit, so...
Okay.
We have high res sensors as well as Studia, so I believe I get 2 questions.
Yep. 2 freebies.
So at the very least, we succeed. The complication is
Have to reflavor it again. I know that sigh. It's like, you got it, but you didn't really get it.
You know, the thing you wanted
Uh,
here is what it is, kind of.
so. I'm just gonna kind of look in shock at my station.
Lieutenant, report.
I am not picking up any Federation sent vessels on long range sensors. For first free question, am I picking up life signs on her? Commander, I can't tell if I'm having trouble reading Earth. I can't get a detailed analysis of what's going on. And then I do have one more question.
Is it some sort of dampening field, or are we just simply, or is it simply not there?
Can I determine with my question what's causing the weak read?
I'm gonna say no. You're too far out.
Okay.
But that does not count against you. So still have one more free question.
Cool.
Can we tell if the stars are where they're supposed to be?
I mean that might be worth a shot to see if we could extrapolate a star date.
Yeah, because Stardate's relative to Galactic Center, if I'm remembering that right.
Well, you can just extrapolate from where you expect the stars to be and where
Yeah.
they're actually at, how far you've or what the difference in time is.
Commander, it appears that we are in the proper star date.
What's the nearest starbase to us, other than Stardock?
I guess I will attempt to find another star. Although I think the answer might be the same because long-range sensors are picking up no Federation.
But I'm going by our map because there's certain things we wouldn't pick up at long range, beyond our sensor range.
So the nearest starbase
Gotcha.
is Starbase 12 or Starbase 39 Sierra.
Any other sensor contacts in the area, or we're the only thing out here?
I will attempt to look for other.
For the sake of moving things along, I'll just give it to you.
Mhm.
Actually, no. Roll this for me. Sorry. So this it's going to be another reason plus science, difficulty 2. Assisted by the ship's sensors plus science.
Right, I think I'm gonna give you a threat on this one to roll that third. Try to get us some momentum in the process. Sensor ops still good.
Yep.
There we go.
There we go. Here comes the ship. Hey, that's 2.
Hey, 2 momentum. Look at that.
Yep. 2 momentum.
This can't be right. Commander, I'm picking up a Romulan listening post at Alpha Centauri.
Oh, you switched to a parallel universe, probably.
Distance?
I would like to use the question for distance, please. One of my 2 questions for distance. Approximately 4 light years, Commander. Then I got one more question.
First thing that come to my mind, has it seen us? Or can it see us? Better way to put it.
Maybe ask if it's a manned station.
Yeah, could be an unmanned one. You're right.
These are just options, so whatever we need.
That's your question. Go with either one of them. They're both good questions.
Yeah. Let me ask to see if it's manned. Still having some trouble cutting through the interference, Commander. It's possible it might be manned, but it's a really small station.
Very well. For now, I want you to approach the continue the approach to Sol system. No. Let's get closer to the listening post instead. I want to know why they're here. Last I checked, we hadn't authorized any listening posts this deep into Federation space.
Yes, Commander, and I'll walk back to the con and plot the course.
Doctor, to the bridge, please.
On my way. And he heads to the bridge.
Vogel, what's our ETA getting to that listening post? It's only 4 light years. I imagine we'll get there fairly quickly.
Right. I will attempt the calculation to give the commander.
I would think probably an hour, 2 hours, maybe. If that.
About a day, sir.
Very well. Set course. Maintain that speed. Bridge to all senior staff. Briefing in the conference room. 10 minutes.
And I will set the course and
Longer than I thought it would be. I forgot we were in an old boat.
Yeah, warp 8.8. You're not going there any fast anytime soon there.
Forgot we were in an old boat. Okay. Yeah, the doctor probably would have made it to the bridge by now. Commander, you...
Alright, you gather the senior staff to the conference room.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
And I'm assuming that the current intelligence officer that's been along for the ride is there as well.
See.
Oh, that's That's Tharvik, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Once everyone's in the conference room, I'll take a quick look around. Well, everyone, it would appear we have lost contact with. We encountered an anomaly, and we have lost sensor contact with Earth. We can't detect, and nor can we contact Starfleet Command. And it has come to my attention that there is a Romulan listening post just 4 light years off our course. And I've currently diverted our course to investigate the listening post. And once I get some answers there, my intention is to go to the Sol system and figure out what exactly we're looking into. I have asked Vogel to check with the to do a time check to see if we shifted out of time, perhaps. It appears we're at the correct star date. It's just we can't seem to sense anything.
Maybe
We're the
we
only
should-
Federation asset out here right now. Despite the home fleet supposed to be here and our disembarkment to occur.
Well, we have had evidence of parallel universes before. Have we checked resonances of other matter in this where we are to see if it matches our own?
Not yet, but I imagine the Dr. Vogel can get on that, right?
Yeah, it shouldn't be too terribly hard of a task.
And we have a day before we get to the listening post, so we'll have the time. Any other suggestions?
We should also investigate the cause of this temporal.
Yes, it appears that as Vogel alluded to, our hull is irradiated with chronotons. Which suggests some sort of temporal shift. Hence why I had the time check ordered for.
It could have been something else that was shifted as opposed to our own vessel.
I agree.
Where did the signal originate from?
From the Sol system.
Could have been an attack. Maybe someone attempted to send one of the ships or one of the planets out of time.
Though it does raise the question why the Sarek would have been somehow immune from it.
Dissipating over distance.
But we would still have evidence of the other Starfleet vessels if that were the case.
Unless everything
Not if they were
within
not if they were caught in the shockwave and for some reason did not receive the chronoton radiation as we did.
It is possible that whatever this attack was, we've had trouble sensing things in general. Some sort of interference that I don't believe, and Vogel can correct me on this, we haven't really determined what exactly is causing the interference. There might be something out there, we just can't see it.
It also could be our distance to the event horizon as well. We
Mhm.
might just need to get closer.
Wouldn't investigating Sol be a higher priority than investigating the Romulan listening post? If we are assuming an attack?
The reason I'm diverting toward the listening post is the fact that we are, and correct me if I'm wrong, you may have more access to intelligence than I do currently, but I was not made aware that any Romulan asset was being placed within Federation space. And I want to see if two things. One, they may have information that we don't. And two, I feel imperative to challenge them in their presence if they don't have proper authorization. Once that's figured, I can feel comfortable in approaching Sol and sending a probe, perhaps, to investigate what's happened.
Well, permission to organize a strike team. Or, I guess away team would be the nicer word.
Feel free to organize your security detail. It's entirely possible we may need to enforce Federation sovereignty.
That's what we do.
And Bogle, if you would help me recalibrate the sensors, we may be able to clean something up. Maybe. As we get closer.
Yes, Doctor.
Caleb, I'm going to want you to make sure that the ship stays in ready service for the next little while. I know we were about to be mothballed shortly, but we may be active a little longer than we intended. A lot longer, if worst case scenario. But I'm trying to think positive.
Yeah, sure thing, Commander.
Any
Your
other suggestions,
optimism-
questions?
Beaming, Lieutenant. The doctor just says dryly. Other than that, nope.
If there are no other questions, you're dismissed.
Alright.
Brief your relevant departments and let them know and get them organized as needed, since I imagine a lot of people were expecting to be moving soon. And they're not going to be.
I will have Reaver and Newman unpack sickbay.
Oh, quick question to you, Tharvik. Do you believe you could arrange for a long-range probe to launch towards Sol that could possibly report as we approach the listening posts? 2 birds with 1 stone. I don't know if this ship can pull that off, but we might have the. You probably know more about launching long-range listening posts than I do.
I've definitely done some reconnaissance in my day. I can see what we can do.
Very good. Carry on, everyone.
Alright. The doctor will get up and go to the auxiliary science station.
And I'll head over there as well, and or to the science station, and get the people assigned to the science to start trying to clean up the sensor.
And I also... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'll go to tactical and get ready to launch a probe and start organizing the security team.
Anyway.
Okay, so for the probe, let's handle that real quick. So you fire the probe, and it's on a trajectory towards Earth. It will actually probably take several hours, longer than it would normally if you just went there yourselves and did the scan, but you're also kind of diverting towards Alpha Centauri. So, whoever is going to do the scan, we'll fast forward a little bit to where you can do a scan using the probe of the Sol system. But we are jumping to scene 2, and you guys go down 1 momentum.
1 momentum gone.
Alright.
Someone else is probably going to want to do that because I have a reason science of 8.
I have a
Vogel.
15 with sensor off.
Be doing the main role. I can assist with a 14 roll.
I will not allow an assist from you. The assist will
okay.
the assist will actually come from the ship.
Fair enough.
And what
tried.
exactly are you going to scan?
Well, there's a couple things we should probably scan. See if there's any evidence or any evidence of there being Federation outposts or anything. Potential life signs on the planet, and try to determine a cause for the shockwave, since that's where it originated from.
Yeah, because heck, we should be detecting like Utopia Planitia, various other outposts throughout the
Right.
system. It's like there's a lot of Federation assets there.
Right, yeah. So try to see if we could detect any Federation signatures, life signs on the planet to make sure it's not like destroyed. And then cause, yeah.
So I'm giving you that for free. I'm assuming the probe is heading towards Earth.
Yes.
Okay, give me a reason plus science. Let's make this a difficulty 1.
All right.
Assisted by the ship's sensors plus science.
Cool. I think I'll just attempt the 2 and see what happens.
Bam.
Huzzah.
Getting 2 momentum.
So we're at 3, right?
Yep.
All right, sir. I'm not detecting anything in no outposts, no space stations, no ships, nothing. I'm not even reading. I'm not reading any satellites. The major cities appear to be in ruins. And there's not much in the way of life signs. There's just sparse vegetation. I am detecting a power source coming from one of the cities in North America, however.
What type of power source are we talking about? Dilithium, nuclear, solar?
That will be question number.
We use this for free, so it's not going to count.
I don't know what kind of power source, sir. Am I reading any? I don't have 2 questions. I don't know what to ask.
What questions are you thinking?
Is there any chronoton radiation coming from the power source? I don't know.
That actually might be a good one. There is not.
1 free question down.
How big a power source is it? Is it enough to power, say, a city, a starship, a continent?
Or is it possibly localized to a piece of technology?
Right.
So I guess how much output is this power source giving? Enough for a city? Enough for a device? The power source itself is coming from one of the ruined cities in North America. Huh. Great Falls, Montana. It's actually close to where I grew up. Anyway, the power source, sir, is it's small. It might be powering a device. It's small enough to certainly be able to only power a device.
Hmm. Is the probe still functional? It's not breaking down or anything while it's in the Sol system?
Status of probe. The probe is stable, sir. No problems with the signal.
All right. So my worst case scenario doesn't seem to be the case. In that event, I would like you to divert our course back to Seoul. It's the closer thing that we can find out about, and it has something we can investigate the power source.
You still have a free question on the table.
Oh, do I? I thought I asked.
Actually, two. You have two, actually. One for your position, one because you have studious, and the other one's high res. So.
I thought I asked them both.
No, I think we got them as freebies. That's what's throwing us off.
Oh, if it is, then yay.
If anyone has any
one,
suggestions,
oh, sorry, there's one left. My bad, because there was two, but the probe and the other one were freebies.
That's a good lead.
Oh, did you already ask for life signs?
I did not. I was debating if that should be it or not, but I guess we could. Is there life signs around this area?
Or heck, anywhere, honestly.
I'm just picking up some animal life and some animal life in the ocean.
Oh, well, in that case, there's no one there. We're talking about ruins. Program the probe to go. We're going to maintain our current course then in that event. Have the probe go into orbit, geosynchronous orbit over the power source, and let's continue studying what it is from there. Figure out what that is. We can put a science detail on it. And actually, Vogel, since you've been keeping an eye on that, I'll want you to keep tabs with them.
Yes, sir.
Doctor, any luck in figuring out if we're in another quantum reality of some kind?
Well, hold on. Let me run these calculations again. And yeah, I do
So,
want to see if our
you'll
resonance is the same.
So here's the thing that you're gonna need some sort of matter from a object somewhere in space to compare.
Well, there's
no
only
more
like
once
even
we
though
reach the asteroid field.
So you have to use you probably have to use the probe or some sort.
there's always also just like I mean, space is empty, but it's not empty. There are atoms everywhere, so you could probably just scoop up a couple.
Yeah, with the deflector.
This will be a reason plus science, difficulty 1, assisted by the ship's computers plus science.
How much momentum do we have? Let me see. I can't re-roll it or anything, but yeah.
Nope.
Oh, your momentum stays where it's at.
Oh, he spent one. Okay.
Yep. We're resonating at the same frequency, so there's probably not our.
Say again. You cut out on my end.
Sorry. Our resonance frequencies, they're the same as the space around us. We're not in a parallel universe or anything. Sadly.
Something's odd going on here. We're
Agree.
not out of time. We're not in another reality. But that much Federation material does not just vanish without a trace. Earth isn't wrecked without anyone noticing.
Well,
Oh, go on.
the loss of Earth is unacceptable. I think if need be, Captain, you should consider violating the Temporal Prime Directive if we could reverse what's happened.
The problem is we don't know what's happened. We can go back and end up going backward in time to the same thing that's here. This might be something that stretches across time until we know the cause.
Well, if we go back, you have hundreds of thousands of the brightest people in the world trying to help you. If not, you have half a dozen.
My intention, Lieutenant Commander, is to investigate this listening post, and once we find out what we can from them, if we can't get enough answers from them, we're just going to head to the nearest starbase and seek advice at that point. I'm not in the business of jumping across time blindly without knowing what exactly I'm jumping into.
Wondering what that power source is powering on a ruined planet. That's piqued my curiosity.
I am tempted to send an away team to investigate the power source. I don't know if anyone feels comfortable with going out to Seoul and having the Sarek be a day away, especially when we don't know what exactly caused all this.
Kind of the decision you need to be able to make, Commander.
Very well, Doctor. Sounds like you volunteered. Assemble what team you can and take a shuttle, and you can investigate the power source.
Very well, Commander.
I'm going to need to keep the Lieutenant Commander, however, since we may get hostile with the Romulan listening posts.
That's fine. Going to need Teeks. And Caleb's gonna kill me. Is there another engineer? Nope, we don't have another engineer.
We can make one.
Also,
Be
keep in mind
careful
You just don't want me to take
Also
Levo,
note-
that's
Well, Lev is our best transporter person, so keeping her with the Sarek is always a great idea.
then I'll take Caleb. Need to look at the power source.
That's
If
fine
that's
by
alright
me.
with the commander.
Who do you want to take? Sorry? I actually didn't hear.
Caleb.
Caleb's fine.
So then Teeks, Caleb, myself.
You could probably spend momentum on a team, like a science team or engineering team, to bring down difficulty, to bring along an advantage.
So, what are you using the runabout?
Yeah, I probably should use the runabout.
Yeah. And for security, either Simon or Dan. So, let's see. Let me look at these stats. And, wrong one. Simon.
Simon, I was going to say the same thing.
Well, if I go down, he has a better security score than the doctor's wife. So, yeah. Or, yeah, medical score. Yep. And those will be the people in the runabout. Oof. Yep. It's time to head to Earth. I guess technically Caleb could have flew us.
Technically yes, but he still does have a pretty good con score.
That's all right. I'll bring a dedicated pilot.
And during your away mission, we can use the probe to act as a tether between us, so we can keep in contact.
Yep.
Ideally.
Bringing his medical kit. If he's also bringing pattern enhancers. Sorry.
No, pattern enhancers are a good grab.
That's one
Also,
momentum. For pattern enhancers.
telling what the atmosphere is on Earth anymore.
So you guys never really actually asked that question.
But we didn't, which is kind of why the doctor's going worst case.
Can we lose a momentum and have that answer question? Question
Certainly.
answered.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it to your
Yoda
science
has
officer.
become our commander.
Just noting what you're bringing along.
Aha. Radiation in the atmosphere suggests a nuclear disaster happened 400 years ago. Radiation is still at a dangerous level.
So, Eva suits.
Yes, very much so.
I am also inoculating everybody for nuclear radiation.
Well, probably bring along inoculations to jab yourself with when you get to orbit and then go down, rather than jabbing yourself now and have it wear off as you get there.
That's true. He's probably bringing extra doses too.
So there's 4 of you and Evo suits for the entire Wii team.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be a wave. So I'm assuming you're taking your time, so the cost will be waived on that. But the pan answer is not so much.
Okay.
Because you have to dig them out of storage.
Yep. Anti-radiation meds and my med kit is pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, your med kit is standard, so you don't spend anything for that. You're assumed to have it.
And then type 2. So yeah.
Yeah, and Caleb's taking his engineering kit, of course.
Yeah.
Being an engineer and all. And
I'd be mad if you didn't.
and yeah, I think type 2 as well.
Now, which module are you using for the runabout? Are you using the passenger transport long duration mission one, cargo transport, or are you going for the attack module?
duration, just in case.
Alright. See enough I needed to take a threat or not.
Yeah, because the attack one gives threat, as I recall. Because it gives you
Yep.
cool weapons.
Yeah, I think I'd rather be able to survive for longer than to be able to shoot somebody.
Yeah, you might be about there by yourself. The new adventures of the name of a runabout is.
The same thing. Or was
The
that a
scene,
different
yeah.
ship?
The Sen, yeah.
But, yep, I think that's it. Can you think of anything, Caleb?
Nope. I think we're good.
Okie dokie.
Alright. So the crew of the runabout will head towards Earth, as the rest of you aboard the Sarek will head towards the listening post in the Alpha Centauri system. The Romulan listening post.
Sounds about right.
Yep. With that, we'll.
Split the party, yay!
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Oh boy.
Things can only go well from here.
Right. So, we'll jump to the next scene.
Oh,
You
there
guys go
that
down
goes.
one momentum.
Moment he
The
said-
runabout enters orbit around Earth.
I'm going to get a sensor scan of the planet now that
Well-
we're in orbit.
So, pretty much, I already gave you all the information on what's going on
It's
the
fine.
planet from the probe.
I was just saying.
The sensors are going to confirm what you already know. There are sparse pockets of vegetation, limited animal life, and sea life, and dangerous levels of radiation throughout the
All right.
entire planet. There are, I guess, one thing, because I forgot to include, there is also massive holes in the ozone layer.
Right. If you could try and get us as close to Montana,
You
its
cut out
previous location. I asked him to land us, Montana, I think is the name of the city.
there. Great Falls, Montana.
Or its
Oh.
previous location.
Crud.
Yeah, you heard that too, huh?
Yeah, and I know where it is.
Yep. Like to make towards North America, state of Montana.
I'll need a pilot check from Teeks. This will also use one of your crew supports. Give me a control plus con assisted by the runabouts. Engines plus con. Difficulty 2.
Could please Calum or whoever's rolling quote them?
I'm getting the runabout right now.
I don't think I can pull up another sheet. I can try.
But I can also pull up his sheet if I need to.
I think I got it. You said control con?
Yes,
Yep.
control plus con.
Okay,
Or
how much
daring
am I
plus
gonna
con.
do? Daring would probably be better. Oh boy. Small craft as a focus. Take a threat and yeah. I don't know if it rolled. Yep, it did.
Okay. There's a lot of wind shear as the runabout is sort of rocking. It's one momentum gain so far. You come across, and as you look down as the surface below, when you get through the cloud cover, you should be at 3 momentum total. The from the cockpit view of the runabout, you see as you're coming across Great Falls, Montana, you see pretty much a barren landscape, no trees. Um, it's very gray and gloomy. The city looks to be in ruins as you get closer and closer to it.
What happened here?
Caleb's gonna look at Teeks and go, can you set us down on what used to be the northern part of town?
I take it you've
And
been here before, Lieutenant?
Read about something. I'm wondering if it happened or not.
You heard him, Teeks.
understood, Commander. And he maneuvers the runabout, and the runabout makes landfall on the northern part of town.
EVA suits if you go outside. Actually, put them on now. I think we're all going outside.
Yeah, Doctor, we're looking for an underground bunker or missile silo or something like that. Old 20th, 21st century tech.
So
But
my question for you is so you're on the north side of essentially the small. It's a kind of a small city. And this city is where the power source is originating from. If you're going to look for sort of a nuclear silo, those are actually quite a distance away.
Oh, okay. So those are a distance away. Okay, never mind.
still, an excruciating death, I would suggest you put on an EV suit, Lieutenant.
Yeah, and Caleb's already in the process of slipping into one.
Good. Alright. And the doctor
There
starts
are
putting
two
his on.
supporting characters if the people who are not on the away team, if they want to play them.
Yep.
Sure, I could play somebody.
Simon or Teeks?
I guess let's go Teeks.
Intel man, you want to take the other guy? Or do you want me to?
You can.
Okay.
Okay, so the away team gets their EVA suits on and begin venturing outside the runabout. As you start to sort of enter in through the north side part of town, you notice as you're kind of walking through, you kind of find yourself that there's actually kind of a suburb that you're walking through, and the buildings that you look at are definitely in various stages of different rates of decay. Amidst though it appears to be could be slowly. There are several things that appear to be some sort of vehicles that are rusting. Um, you do see some skeletal remains, but they're mainly bones at this point.
Doctor's going to look at that and say, should not be possible yet. Especially if the time frame we have is correct.
Well, Doc,
Are they bleached, or are they, like, do they still kind of look grayish orange, or do they look completely like bleach white?
They're gray, like they're decomposing. Very slowly, though.
Those look like I'd say 8 months.
No, it's. So give me
I'm
a
going.
reason plus medicine, difficulty 0.
I was going by the actual thing, but I may be wrong too.
Might be. Just a little bit.
Not much, I don't think. Not reason, medicine. What was the difficulty?
It's 0.
And take a threat. And I'm re-rolling that complication.
You switched out for bold medicine?
I did. I made to the doctor.
Okay. Well, that's max momentum.
Yeah. Information also came from bones, so Sometimes I've seen that show. It's coming over the brain wire. Bunch of other thoughts. Okay. Because now I have in my brain what destroys is moisture in the air and bacteria with it. I shouldn't do that, I guess.
Asking that question.
You
Yeah,
have like 6 momentum, unless you're hurting.
that'll be my question.
Whoops, forgot a word.
Right. He will look at everybody and say, As much as we have these EV suits, limit our exposure out here.
Why is that, sir?
The radiation levels seem to be high enough to eliminate the moisture in the air, and which is why these bodies are decomposing as slowly as they are.
Well then, Doc, I suggest we find that device and quickly.
I don't mind double timing it.
For once, I think a jog would do me some good. And we'll lock on the energy source.
So, alright, someone needs to give me a reason plus science or engineering difficulty 2.
By all means, Mr. Caleb.
Do any of my focuses apply right now?
Let me look. No.
Okay, then go ahead and take a threat then.
Alright, you do succeed. The power source seems to be emanating from a small building that appears to be once the downtown area of the city.
I've got a lock on it, Doctor.
All right. Lead the way.
And
Everybody?
Caleb will head in the.
Is it just me, or does this look like a bomb went off?
So, as you get inside the actual city, and nice cue there, but give me an insight plus security check, difficulty 1. Simon? Yeah.
It's Simone. No.
Simone.
I'm kidding. I have no clue. I didn't make this guy. It's not my fault. Difficulty 1, you said?
Yep.
I'll spend a momentum. Why not? I might get lucky.
I mean, we're at full, right?
We were down to 5 before I spent.
They asked a question.
Aha.
There we go.
And we get it all back?
And you get it all back. So, as you enter the town, you start noticing things about the buildings in the surrounding area.
Sir, I know I kind of said that earlier in jest, but I actually think I might be right. This looks like it looks like looting happened over there, broken glass, bags over there. The blast pattern looks right. Some sort of nuclear device detonated not very far from here.
Caleb's gonna look around and go, Rustic, huh?
With a momentum, I would like to ask if I can determine, if I can guess how big a blast, like if it was like an H bomb or like one of the World War III bombs or
Something
Some-
bigger.
You wanna estimate the megaton.
yeah, there you go.
the amount of
Yield.
megatons. Yeah, yield. That's the word.
Yeah.
There you go.
Amount of damage in TNT. Essentially.
Well, in megatons of TNT.
I'd guess this is about, without doing readings, about I'd say about 5 megaton, probably an a hydrogen bomb.
But they stopped using those a long time ago.
400 years ago, it was the sort of thing they still used back then. I mean, it doesn't make sense because this wasn't obviously this was all still here, but
He is
Yeah.
human, right? The sport
yeah.
character. Okay. I'll give it. I'll let it.
Hooray for bringing a human with us.
Humans are useful. Wait.
Finally. No. Just kidding. Vogel is very useful.
For some reason,
Only you left her on the ship.
That's
Yep.
because the Sarek needs a better pilot.
Whoa! Wait a minute. Well, this car doesn't look right.
What?
That looks like a. No, yeah, no, the frame's right. That's a. Sorry, this won't make any sense to you. Mid 20th century vehicles. These aren't modern vehicles at all. These are old gas combustion cars. Like the sort of thing you see in museums, not sitting around on the roads.
Oh.
And even the people who drive them for fun, they don't drive this many. That's all kinds of creepy.
Okay, where's... Are we near the energy reading yet?
You're getting close. You're getting very close to it.
400 years ago. What happened 400 years ago? Let me think.
Answer
Well,
that
I
question
guess there's
towards him as well.
I guess there's.
So, back on the ship, as a certain crew members who stayed on the vessel are doing a research project.
Why does Earth have so much history? Why? Why couldn't you just have simple
Well,
history? We
it
went
has
surfing.
about 400 years less than we're used to.
What, do the logs stop at 400 years ago?
And for the most part, as you were digging through the logs of the ship,
Mhm.
you have records of everything that happened.
Like I still
all
have
up
our
until the
timeline.
current start date. Yeah, you still have the records of all the timeline that you're used to.
Ops, can you still raise the away team from here? Through the probe?
Yeah. And he punches the comm channel. Like, you want me to open a hailing frequency, sir?
That's right.
This is Dr. Morgant.
This is the Sarek. I've been doing some digging on what may have happened 400 years ago that would line up historically if something happened. From what I can tell of Earth's history, around that period of time, there were several incidents which could have caused a nuclear disaster. But the biggest one that stands out is something called the Cuban Missile Crisis, local year 1960 Common Era.
And he looks at the doctor looks at. Apologize, my Earth history isn't what it used to be.
No, not really.
I mean, I'm sure I had to take some kind of like remedial course or something in the academy.
No,
but-
I was joking about the 400 years of missing history.
But
Your current status, Way Team?
walking through a graveyard, Commander.
Sounds pleasant.
If you like the silence.
Yeah. Well, when you know more, report back. It seems we have a pretty clear signal through the probe. But this is
Alright.
looking more and more like some sort of temporal shenanigans has gone on.
According to Simon, there's a lot more automobiles, I believe he called them, on the road. Gas.
Combustion engine, yeah.
Yes. There's a lot more of them than there should be.
I hate to admit
So-
that guy was right. Right. All right then. Get me as much information as you can about the inciting incident. Get me an exact time. I'm getting the feeling that time has been messed with. We just haven't noticed yet. I'm gonna start pulling the Sarek back to you. We're probably still a few hours out yet, but get as much information as you can.
Very well.
Sarek out.
Damn it.
Vogel, redirect course towards Earth.
I sir, changing course yet again.
Sarek the yo-yo.
I swear this doesn't happen to me. It's first time.
You know,
So,
there's a point in some men's lives that
so the ship drops out of warp, redirects, and heads back to Earth.
Lieutenant Commander Tharvik,
Yes, Commander.
forgive the lack of professionalism for a moment, but I hate the fact that you were right. But you are, so now we need to come up with a solution on how we're going to time travel back to circa 1960 and possibly right what was likely some sort of temporal shenanigans. To put it
Well-
lightly,
Warp around the old star is always a good method.
I'll start arranging for science team to start doing calculations, figure out exactly how we can be precise about it so we don't overshoot or undershoot for that matter. I still have
that
the...
seems like the prerogative of a con office, as it is mostly a navigational.
Or in my
Task.
case, both.
the perfect time travel pilot. Are you crazy?
Oh, Lieutenant Commander, I thought you were well-versed in time travel when you brought that up. That's why I directed it to you. Apologies. Didn't mean to assume.
No,
that.
I just have a near perfect understanding of regulations just for when I need to skirt them.
That is comforting, I suppose.
That's the work of intelligence.
Yeah. I remember
You never know when you need to walk the line. very precisely.
Actually, that sounds like something you can be working on. Let's make sure we're we're well read up on current temporal regulations. I want to make sure that when we do this, we save the day, we can happily turn to Starfleet and not be in too much violation.
I have a hard time believing that saving Earth, the birthplace of a very significant portion of the Admiralty, will get you in any hot water, sir. No matter how many laws you break to do it.
Tell that to Admiral Kirk. I like being a commander. I'd like to stay that way if possible.
Sir, they demoted him and gave him a ship. There's not much worse there's not much they could do to you.
Very well, Lieutenant Commander.
Like I said, I keep up to date on the consequences of breaking the laws too.
Vogel, for the love of all that is holy, please tell me that you can do a calculation telling me how much we can break the law.
All right. I think we're trying to go back in time, Mister.
Okay.
And they
we'll
want to use
table
the
this.
sun to do it.
Right. So we'll table this for a little bit later.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna jump to the next scene, and we'll be back on Earth.
Woo!
So go down one momentum.
Are we at
momentum
4?
left?
You'd be at 4.
Huzzah.
So, VUA team. As you come across Caleb, as you're leading the UA team on your tricorder and you're following the power signature, you come up to it beeps and points you to a location. It is a small office building. It does look worn down. The windows are sort of blown out. Yeah, it is inside the building.
Well, sir, here we are.
All right. I would hope not to have to say this very often in my career, but phasers out and keep an eye out. And find a way into the building.
Sirs, is there any way we could scan the building, make sure it's not going to fall once we go inside?
Yeah.
Reason plus engineering or science, difficulty 1.
Oh boy.
Reason why Simon wasn't doing that role.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you guys doing?
Reason plus engineering.
I mean, I could do reason science, but it's the same role.
There you go.
Is the building structurally sound, Lieutenant?
1 second.
On the plus side,
She's playing havoc.
Well, surprisingly, it's sound, but the signal is up several floors.
of course it is. Well, on the plus side, stairs are still a thing back then.
Indeed they are.
Then, Simon, small mercies.
Or if
Aye,
you're
sir.
really lazy, cite the site transport.
Not through this radiation.
I mean, they say engineering can pull off miracles, right, Lieutenant? No?
That they do.
I mean, you have kept our home running for longer than it should have. Possible. There's no sense in walking back to the shuttle.
Oh, side to side's perfectly fine. I don't see any wrong with radiation interfering with our beaming and scrambling our atoms to the wind. You know.
I
It's
think
gonna
you
be a
just
very
made
nasty difficulty check for you.
I think
Maybe
we
you should have
just-
brought leather.
I think we should.
I think we're huffing it, sir.
Okay. Yep. Upstairs. Teeks, you needed some extra exercise anyway.
You want me to take points, sir?
In
case anything. I doubt anything's going to jump us, but, you know, it's kind of my job.
Well, you never know. The desolate apocalypscapes. Not that you.
It came from beneath the sea. No, we're not near the sea, but, you know.
All right.
I mean, you never know. There could be chameleons as big as men with claws as sharp.
Not comforting, sir.
I was describing a death claw.
So, the away team, you find a set of stairs that goes up. For the most part, kind of is a little wavy as you feel concrete breaking as you walk up the stairs. But you go up 5 flights of stairs. So essentially going up to the 5th floor of the office complex. And as you track the power source, you come to one of the apartment office building 12B.
Huh. Well. You knock on the door? Sarcastically. Jokingly. Not at all. Wanting to.
Sir, can I ask you? Actually, I'll say it a little quieter. Sir, do you mind helping me scan for life signs behind the door? Make sure there's anything near the device.
And he takes out his medical tricorder and starts scanning through the door. He does acknowledge you, by the way, Simon.
Reason plus science. Difficulty 4.
Is Simon
Okay.
assisting or no?
I'll allow it.
Okay.
But the check is the same. So
Oh yeah, that's why I'm the assist here.
Genetics? Or wrong?
No.
Okay.
If you
Fair
have
enough.
xenobiology or biology, I would accept that. But
I have xenobiology.
okay, then xenobiology.
All right. Let's see if I can use a value here. Help where you can, when you can. Yeah.
No. I don't even know if you really have a value that will apply here in this case.
I don't think I do. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine.
We have quite a bit of momentum, and the threat counter isn't too high, considering how many we are.
3 and 3. I'm rolling 5 dice.
So spending 3 momentum and 3 threat.
Uh-huh.
You get your 3 momentum back.
Of course we do.
Still at 4.
Yep.
Oh,
And then the assist.
Very good, Simon. Very good.
he knows his strengths.
You are very good at pushing the buttons. I appreciate it. Well, to assuage your fears, there are no life signs behind this door.
I'm seeing the same thing, sir.
In this situation, you would be more qualified, Simon, so...
Are you seeing this, sir? It seems like it's shielded.
That is... Door or the energy source, though?
Momentum to know?
Sure.
Well... Okay. The only option we really have is to knock or open the door. Unless you can think of something else that's shielded for some strange reason.
Sir, I might suggest that I open up the door and the away team gets a bit of distance in case there's something waiting beyond that. If it's shielded, we might not be seeing everything.
Yeah, he nods and then looks back at Teeks and Calum. Go find cover. A few meters back.
And Calum looks around and is like,
I'm sure
"Cover?"
there are struts or something. This building.
Sir, worst case scenario, you could probably lay down, and that would give you some relief from ranged fire.
True.
Let me know when you're ready, and I'll open it up.
Alright, yeah, after anybody else. Go ahead.
And I try to open the door.
Everyone make a fitness. No, kidding. No, nothing happens. You open the door. When you open the door, nothing actually happens. You're kind of, you're sitting there anxiously waiting for something to happen, considering what you've all experienced so far. But to your surprise, you find that the room is quite immaculate. Like, everything seems to be preserved.
60s era stuff.
Yeah, it's all 60 era stuff. So you see like a typewriter, a desk, a leather couch, some chairs here and there. There is an old style radio.
Simon's gonna step in carefully and clear, as it were, the room. Make sure there's no one hiding underneath something or behind something.
Okay. You start looking through the room. There's actually an entryway there, or there's the entryway, and then there's another door. As you walk in through that door, it's to a larger sort of office. There's another desk, a mini bar, several bookshelf or a bookcase with several books aligned along them. All appear to be, as it does in the first room, immaculate. And then as you look, you kind of notice that the windows are still intact. But you see no one.
And just because the Dominion War didn't happen all that long ago, take out the tricorder and do a quick scan around for anything shrouded. It's all clear, sir. Nothing in here. Or no one in here, I should say.
Teeks is going to go to the radio and attempt to turn it on.
Fitness but secured.
Teeks turns on the radio, and it actually functions, but all you hear is static.
Yeah, and I'm just going to switch stations, see if I get anything off of it.
Lieutenant Calum, if you could try and search carefully for that power source.
Will do.
And I am... It's fascinating.
I haven't seen anything this accurate since a holodeck. This looks like it's all really here. I mean, it is.
Yeah, speaking of scan, now that we're inside the room. If possible. But yes.
Are you wanting to read the rest of the article?
Yeah, I'm going to keep reading it.
All right. Calum, give me a reason plus engineering difficulty 1.
Take a threat. And I'm re-rolling one of the complication.
Okay. As you scan the room, you do notice that the power source seems to be coming behind a wall where the minibar is at. In the second office room.
Okay. Doc?
And Doc, though, give me a reason plus science difficulty 1 real quick. I believe you were wanting to scan the room.
Yes, I was. And take a threat. I will re-roll that 0. And...
You have bold medicine, not science.
Right. Thank you. It's still 2.
But someone also did find part of that. So.
Oh, that's not how that happened.
I gave someone a very big info dump once he's ready to share that.
Sir, I found something here.
What is it?
It's a newspaper, medium of giving news and updates and stuff. Anyway, point is, around 1963, there was the Cuban Missile Crisis and all that, and around that time, there was one of our first Russian astronaut. They called them cosmonauts back then. It went up, and Valetia Tereshkova. She went up. Now, what's supposed to happen? She goes up there, and she's the first one up in space. Everything's fine. Humanity goes on. What happened here, and holds up the newspaper, is that the Americans, where we are, launched a nuclear rocket at her and blew her up in low orbit, which during that time period would have been very bad because the Russians, well, it even says here, the Russians, the other side, 2 nations warring. Anyway, this wasn't supposed to happen. This is history's changed. Yeah. Let's see. LGM-30 Minuteman rocket. Collided with Vostok 6. I mean, you can read it all here, but that's the gist of it, really. That explains the bomb. That explains what blew up and what caused devastation of this planet.
Why would the Russians shoot or the Americans shoot a missile at a Russian astronaut?
That's just it. According to this news report, they didn't mean to. It was an accident. But that doesn't make any sense. Back then, they wouldn't. They were very picky about who got to shoot their big bombs, and well, you don't accidentally fire a torpedo. You don't just fall on a button and it happens. You have to go out of your way to shoot it, and you have to hit something the size smaller than a shuttle. Like you had to aim that thing very precisely. They didn't have the sensors we have. It took a whole team of people to shoot one missile. And heck, it even says here the Americans' military tried to blow it up, a failsafe button, destruct button on the way up to try to keep it from colliding, but it didn't work.
Were they normally equipped with?
Yeah, they were normally equipped with
Failsafe.
failsafe devices. Yes. Sorry, I'm just I'm just freaking out a little bit.
What does it? I understand that. Like it destroyed. Why are the Romulans in this sector? Like what connected? This is weird.
Well, think about it, sir. World War III happened for Earth happened way after. We didn't blow ourselves into dust until afterward. If we blew ourselves up even earlier than that, and people back then were a lot dumber than they were centuries later in 3, which, believe it or not, that's possible. I mean, we had enough firepower to glass the planet, which it's amazing if this happened back then that it didn't.
Well,
imagine two morons with way too many quantum torpedoes on their hands and pointing at each other, except they're both on the same planet.
fight. Is trying to lighten the mood.
Oh.
All right. Question we need to solve is this room happened to survive other than that power source, which I still don't. Is there any way you can get it out of that wall? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'll try to get it out of that wall.
All right. This is going to be an Insight plus Engineering, difficulty 3, as you're trying to figure out how to get.
Oh boy, I hate you right now.
All right.
For some reason, it got more hard. No, stop.
I'm gonna do a 3 and 3.
For backsass, it goes up to difficulty 10. No.
One momentum. As you're studying a way to find a way past this, and you're kind of looking, and you realize that it might be a secret door.
Is there a location that I can push on to open the secret door?
I'm giving you that information. I want you to flavor this, all right?
Okay. Oh boy. So, Caleb's standing at the desk right now and goes, huh, that's weird.
Yes, Lieutenant.
And Caleb just reaches over to a pin holder and pulls it.
Okay. As you do that, the minibar rotates and comes out as it folds out a large computer with a console in the center of it.
Supercomputer size or
It's supercomputer size.
wow.
Doctor, I think that's what we're looking for.
What's with the spooling? Okay.
What century tech does it look? Does it look like modern or 60s?
It looks like 60s era
Okay.
stuff.
So like the spool and everything.
No, there's no spool. There is it looks like a cathode ray tube TV, sort of, in the center, and a lot of push buttons. And then there's just this blank, sort of black rectangular shaped screen next to the tubed TV.
You think you can work it, Lieutenant?
It's entirely possible. It'll take me a minute to get used to these controls.
Our tricoders probably has more power than that thing does.
My eyes have more power than that thing does.
Aye, sir.
Give me a control plus engineering difficulty 4.
Oh, thank you, but oh boy.
Enjoy interacting with
Four.
ancient tech.
2 and 4.
I assume the 2's momentum.
No, the 4 is momentum.
Oh.
The 2 is the threat.
Well, maybe I was being hopeful.
Before we make the roll, up the complication range to 2
late.
by 2. But let's see what the zeros rolled.
It
So
means,
both those zeros are complications.
well, I get to re-roll one of them.
Huzzah!
Okay, you do get 1 momentum out of that. And
a complication.
and a complication. Yep.
Oh boy.
Oh, I don't have my sound effects. Okay.
That's what you get. I don't know.
You hear warm up. I was gonna use something from the Azure, but
Oh.
state identification.
Oh, goodness.
You are not authorized to access this terminal.
Okay.
I believe recorders were invented around this time, or existed anyway. So maybe we find a voice. Mayhaps.
I hope we do, because
As that goes on, as the computer requests authentication from you, you notice that where the computer console swung out, there was actually a steel door or like a vault door. It now opens up, and then a blue kind of whirlpool haze appears, and we go to the next scene. So you go down one momentum.
So 0?
Yep, you're at 0. And through the whirlpool, walks out a man, sharply dressed in a black suit, holding a cat that's solid white with a diamond collar. Nah,
Is this the claw from Inspector Gadget?
So, I mean, it's somewhat close to Doctor No. I think he had a gray suit though. I mean, not Doctor No, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I was just thinking the ZZ Top song because he said sharp dressed.
he is a sharp dressed man, but yeah. But no, it's not a ZZ Top. There's actually no tie. It's kind of pinned up. He looks at the 4 of you. He's not wearing a suit or anything like that. Like not any apparatus to, for radiation or anything like that. As he just pets his cat and he looks at the 4 of you, going, "How did you find this place?"
Is the doctor
technology?
is a human? Feeling?
Irritation is what the doctor is feeling.
And Caleb's gonna go little thing technology.
Kind of like, and he kind of looks at you all intently, and then goes, "Andorian, Betazoid. You're not supposed to be here," as he points to Simon. "Human."
Why exactly
And Bajoran.
friend be here? He isn't supposed to be here.
No, he's not. And for the most part, the man looks identically like a human.
He's not supposed to be here.
Well, none of you are supposed to be here, really. How did you find this place?
Our ship was returning home when, apparently, according to what I've been told, a temporal shock wave impacted our ship. We were not affected. However, apparently all of Earth was.
Interesting. Earth was wiped out over 400 years ago.
That's entertaining. Entertaining thought. I do want to ask this one question to you. Spoken to them less than 3 hours. Well, was it 3 hours? It might have been longer. Go. And you say they've been gone over 400 years.
Time is relative. My question is, who are you with?
USS Sarek, United Federation of Planets.
Never heard of it.
Of course you haven't, because it never existed.
Apparently. For all intents and purposes, explorers, but
Beta 5, this is Supervisor 214. Please deactivate the alarm alert before more people show up.
Tuxed's some pretty retro tech you're using there.
I want
And
to
he
run
points
a
at the
scan to make
computer
sure.
setup.
I want to run a scan to make sure he's either A, human, or B, if he's an android.
Okay. So this is going to be a reason plus medicine, difficulty 0.
Okay.
Speed, Caleb. Godspeed.
It is a difficulty 0.
Nice.
Wow. Okay. 3 momentum.
Kalen picking up the slack of the doctor.
Oh, thanks. Ha 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 ha. Trying to science my way through this right now. Nobody's injured yet.
Okay, sir. My question for you. According to our readings, there is enough radiation that, as of now, you are a dead man walking.
This room is protected and shielded from such sources of radiation. As long as I don't walk out that door over there or go out a window, I'm perfectly fine.
Okay, then 400 years ago, this technology did not exist on Earth. Would you mind explaining that to me?
Valid question.
He pulls out a pin from his inner jack pocket, kind of looks at it, fiddles with it a little bit, kind of waves and points it at each and one of you, then closes it and puts it back in. I am Supervisor 214. I come from a planet 1,000 light years from this location of. As you need, 414 years ago, Earth was wiped out in a nuclear holocaust. An advanced civilization who wishes to remain anonymous brought people from Earth 4,000 years ago to essentially try to protect it. A certain select group of people have been, I should say, genetically bred to a state of perfection. If you must know, my code name is Victor7, and this is my cat, Aloha. And the cat gives them a slight meow.
The cat's the android.
Okay.
He said they were brought from 4,000 years in the past.
A
Correct.
group of individuals were taken from Earth 4,000 years ago, and there was a line that was genetically sort of bred to be perfect.
Like the augments, kind of.
Kinda, yeah.
People who think they are bred perfect usually have the biggest flaws. Doctor says that out loud. So
I assure you, my training is far more advanced than you are. Judging by your apparatus suit that you're wearing and your technology, my employers are far more superior than you. But their intentions remain pure as they wish to see no violence and life preserved. Unfortunately, this accident is something we was not able to prevent. But if you're wondering about whether or not humans still exist in this galaxy, they do. We did take a small section of the population before all the bombs fail, as you would say, and transplant them to another world where they are currently thriving.
Well, it's good to know that you all are so altruistic. Simon, you've said repeatedly that it shouldn't have ended up this way.
Yes, sir. The Tereshkova is one of the great space travelers, the first travelers of humanity. She wasn't supposed to die like that.
Is there anything your benefactors can do about fixing a mistake in history?
We Time travel is frowned upon by my employers. But if you say what is true, I will not stop you if you wish to go back in time and correct the issue.
Very well. Well, said nobody near you or in your employ need medical attention.
Ow.
If you do go back in the past, we did have an agent, Agent 178, who went missing during this time. He was the one that was supposed to stop this catastrophe. Unfortunately, Supervisor 194 was sent too late and wasn't able to correct the issue. If you do go back in time, good luck, gentlemen, but this outpost is to remain hidden. We keep it here as sort of to keep an eye on things in case people get too curious.
An observation post.
Well, then in that case, I would suggest that you, if you want it to remain a secret, shield your energy readings somehow.
That's how we found you.
And
Slight
see-
oversight. The station hasn't been used in several hundred years. I'll have
and seeing as sorry.
I'll have the correct operators come and fix it.
Also, seeing as how there was a Romulan listening post about a light year from here, according to our ship, it is entirely possible that you have already been discovered.
If need be, this outpost will be destroyed. I suggest you leave before you're even noticed by the Romulans as well.
Excuse me. I do have one question though. If we go back in time and meet your agent, is there some way we could identify ourselves as friendly to him so he knows that you're okay with us being back there, or can you just send him a time letter?
As I said, my employer frowns upon time travel. You're on your own.
Oh, joy.
One last question. Can you give us the exact date that incident took place?
Actually, sir, I think I have it here. The inciting incidents in this newspaper. Hold on. Put it in my tricorder. June 18th, 1963. That's birth time frame.
The launch happened on June 17th, 1963.
The paper was published on June 18th.
And the incident happened before. That makes sense. It took time for
Yeah.
news to get out.
Well, Doctor, I think we have all the information we're going to get here. According to my theory, it appears like there was some problem with the computers on board the missile. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Head back to the runabout and get back to the Sarek and see what we can do from there. If there's much we can do in a runabout.
Well, gentlemen, if you're departing, if you don't mind, this base of operations will be closed. I bid you good luck. And the whirlpool opens again, the portal, and he steps through it and disappears.
Well, he was a pleasant man. To the runabout.
To the runabout.
Aye, sir.
Alright. We all go back to the runabout. Eric. To bend the laws of space-time to our will.
Alright. I need everyone to make a fitness plus security check, difficulty 1.
Fitness plus security, you say?
Yep.
I'll spend a momentum. Might be able to generate extra. Oops, wrong character. Wrong character. There we go.
Stop reading my mind. I'm spending a momentum as well.
Oh, boy.
Was that just for players on the planet?
Yes, that's just for players on the planet. So Teeks needs to roll.
Yep, somebody's got to roll for Teeks. Because Ed is away. And I'm spending 2 momentum to get rid of that complication.
Tick, tick.
So if somebody could pull up Teeks.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Spending that momentum for Teeks.
Okay, you get 5 momentum back. And you got the away team makes it back to the shuttle. Quite tired though, and exhausted. You have been walking on foot for pretty much miles.
Oh,
And I'm going to spend 2 threat to create a complication. A massive ionic storm has started to roll through the area.
Oh, Rud.
Off in the distance as you enter the runabout, you can see lightning strikes. Several of them. And a massive,
Teeks or
almost looks
Caleb,
like
get us out of here.
it almost looks sort of like a sandstorm in a way, but it's mainly cloud and some dust particles.
Or Teeks, get us out of here.
Yeah, that's not good. Strap in.
The doctor does that. Simon does too.
And Caleb's going to sit in the pilot seat, ignite the thrusters, and just go full, complete vertical.
Okay. This is going to be a difficulty 3. Complication is... Let's make it 3 as well.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm going to spend my determination precise to a fault, or not everything is covered in the handbook.
Okay. I'll take precise to a fault.
Okay, cool. And then I'm going to spend one of the two of the momentum. And the bad thing is, I just swapped out all of my con focuses and everything, so
Slacker.
I still do it.
You get 1 momentum. It's you just nicked the approaching storm, and you literally see lightning and weird color haze through the cockpit window as you pull out of the atmosphere.
Weird green haze. We all know what rad storms look like.
And as you pull in the atmosphere, you notice that you can see the Sarek approaching Earth. It just came
Well,
out
that's
of warp.
convenient. Oh, the Sarek.
Sarek to Runabout, are you all right? That looked really close. What maneuvering you just did there?
Luckily, Calum hasn't lost his touch. However, I have some interesting news for you, Commander, when we get back to the ship.
Very good. I expect a debrief after you come back aboard and decom.
Yes, sir. Home.
All right, Cam, you maneuver the shuttle, and or not the shuttle, the runabout, and successfully dock it on the Sarek.
Yep. After decom, I so, oh.
I'm still on the bridge waiting.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I probably have made it by then.
Yeah.
Your ready room. When we go in there, he will give me the lowdown. Which is there was
Actually, I would like you to report on the bridge because I'm setting course for the sun, and I'm kind of staying in my seat.
fair enough. Then he exposition dumps on the bridge. That's fine.
That way, he doesn't have to repeat it to the people there.
Apparently there was a point in Earth's history where 3 came about 100 years early, and it seems to have wiped out the human population of Earth, with the exception of a saved by can't really say. He said his name was Kaiser. Sorry, I actually did forget the number.
Supervisor 214.
214. I'm not sure who was actually working for. He was uh yeah, it's that a time jump would be acceptable. As Vulcan about this as possible because
You're not a Vulcan?
I'm not, no sir, but
I think the doctor's been exposed to radiation. He's sounding a little delirious.
oh no, I'm actually trying to figure out how to put this in words he would actually use. So anyway, but yeah.
Do you have an exact date that we can jump back to? Because my intention is to go back in time and fix this temporal attack.
Ooh, sure, no, probably not, because he has the newspaper.
Yeah. Well, plus Simon recorded it in his tricorder, so they have like a microfiche, as it were, scan of it.
In
Yeah.
that case, oh, sorry. I thought Simon might be on the bridge, but I guess not.
Yeah. Gamp to Simon, if you could please report to the bridge.
Don't worry, I'll take care of Simon. For you this time. On my way, sir.
He found a newspaper that he read over and its falsities to his recollection of Earth history. Back
All
date.
right.
And I believe it was. Well, I'll let him tell you. I already said that he did.
And I'm guessing about now is when Simon steps onto the bridge.
Okay.
Simon, if you could, commander of the date we need to go to.
Yes, sir. I believe the date we would probably be best at is June 17th, 1963. However, in order to allow us proper adequate time, I would suggest going a day earlier, June 16th, 1963.
I agree. We'll need time to get ourselves situated and infiltrate the planet, since we're going to have to be very careful about them seeing us. Doctor, I want you to do a medical work, make sure any away team we do send to deal with this are properly inoculated for the time period. Since if I remember correctly, Earth's medical history is colorful, I think is the word a doctor told me once.
I will get right on that, Commander. That our away team also, I can do cosmetic surgery.
Yes, they then we'll have that settled as well.
Most of the Calum here, myself, yourself, us, but if we have to send Talus down,
I'm the most capable.
True. Are you good in a shift in skin pigment?
I'm guessing it wouldn't be the first time for you.
It's something you get used to.
Hmm.
Although I'll be damned if I ever die as a pink skin.
Well, let's try not to that happen. But I will have the away team inoculated and the proper cosmetic surgery applied, Commander.
Very good. All right, Khan.
Hey,
Set us
have
on.
a red alert. Romulan Warboard decloaking off port.
Hail them.
And with that,